Dan Bell's YouTube channel is known for diving into the eerie remains of forgotten places, old malls, motels, even abandoned asylums. In 2017, while exploring the desolate stretches of the New Mexico desert, Dan and his crew stumbled upon what looked like the perfect spot, an abandoned truck stop surrounded by other decaying buildings. Armed with their gear, they set out to document what they thought would be another compelling episode. After a tense encounter with a rattlesnake, they debated calling it a day, but curiosity got the better of them. They decided to check out one last building before heading out. That decision, however, would lead them into something far more disturbing than they expected. What started as another urban exploration soon spiraled into a chilling and unforgettable experience.
Look at all the tumbleweeds. Wood floors. Oh!
As they stepped into the final building, Dan and his crew unknowingly wandered into the territory of Africanized honeybees, more commonly known as killer bees. These bees, native to the region, are notoriously aggressive and extremely dangerous. Within moments, the explorers were under attack. Dan later shared that he was stung more than 30 times in the head before they managed to escape the building. It was a terrifying experience and one that could have turned deadly. He emphasized some critical safety tips for anyone who might face a similar situation. If you hear that low, ominous hum, don't wait. Start backing away slowly. If the bees begin to swarm, run immediately. Cover your head and neck as best as you can. Stings in those areas can lead to breathing difficulties, and if possible, get indoors or behind closed doors quickly. Putting solid barriers between yourself and the swarm could save your life. This wasn't just another abandoned building adventure. It became a stark reminder of how quickly things can turn when you're exploring the unknown. Captured in 2019, this surveillance footage from a gas station in Saudi Arabia starts off like any ordinary day. Customers are calmly refueling their vehicles, with nothing seeming out of the ordinary. But just moments later, that calm is shattered by an abrupt and startling event, something no one on the scene could have anticipated. Everything seemed routine as people fueled up and went about their day, until without any warning, an underground tank beneath the gas station suddenly exploded. There were no signs, no alerts, just a violent blast that sent shockwaves through the area, tearing apart a large section of the station structure and plunging the scene into chaos. The damage was severe, but thankfully the most important thing remained intact. Every single person survived without injury. Buildings can be rebuilt, but lives can't be replaced. What was supposed to be an all-time happy moment turned into straight horror as a Turkish man proposed to his woman who was on this plane via walkie-talkie. She reportedly said yes before disaster struck.
İfadeniz anlaşılmadı. Tekrar eder misiniz?
The plane crashed, which injured her and the pilot. The positive side is they both survived. Things could have gone worse, but could this be a sign they aren't meant to be married? I'll let you be the judge.
İfadeniz anlaşılmadı. Tekrar eder misiniz?
Captured on December 31st, 2021 in Dublin, Ireland, This intense footage was later shared by the Dublin Fire Brigade in March as a part of a safety awareness campaign. It shows an electric scooter suddenly bursting into flames while being charged indoors, catching the man nearby completely by surprise. Within moments, the fire grows rapidly, followed by a second blast that sends flames ripping through the room as thick smoke pours in. The man narrowly escapes unharmed, getting out just in time. Fire officials explained that this type of incident can happen when lithium-ion batteries go into thermal runaway, a dangerous chain reaction where heat builds uncontrollably, leading to violent fires that can take massive amounts of water to suppress. Though the video is from a few years ago, similar cases continue to be reported across the globe. Fire departments still urge caution. Only purchase batteries from trusted manufacturers. Don't overcharge devices, and never leave e-scooters or e-bikes charging without supervision, especially while sleeping. You may know about the beef between mailmen and dogs, but what about cats?
Get the out of here.
This guy seemingly had an issue with this kitty at this home. Unprovoked, the man whips out pepper spray and fires at the cat. What's really bizarre is he left without even delivering the mail.
Get the out of here.
The owner stated that he confronted the mailman and he denied it, not knowing he was caught on camera.
He said he's actually a cat person, which I thought was kind of weird or odd to say after he just sprayed my cat. He actually goes out of his way to pet her. And so I think she was just trying to greet him.
Oh gosh, that poor kitty.
This veterinarian gave advice on what to do if this happens to your pet.
So heaven forbid, but if your pet does get pepper sprayed, what we do recommend is definitely rinsing them as much as you can with water in their eyes, a little around the nose and also in the mouth, and then seeking medical attention as soon as possible.
At the time of this video, the post office is reviewing the incident and have not yet made a decision. That poor kitty. This video pissed me off. On July 27, 2025, a man in MYUU, Jiaotong, Yunnan Province, China, was performing maintenance on a massive tire when it suddenly exploded with violent force, launching him into the air. Miraculously, he was only grazed by the blast, which likely spared him from a fatal injury. While specific details about his condition remain unconfirmed, the footage serves as a chilling reminder how dangerous industrial work can be, even during routine tasks. You don't see this every day. An elderly woman is under attack by a swarm of bees. Her family shouts for help before these heroic plumbers pull up, and we aren't talking about Mario and Luigi.
Oh no.
You okay? We see two people bug spraying the air. Once we stop right next to the car, we realize that the elderly lady had bees all over her face.
The woman faints and the man catches her fighting off the bees, and now the bees have a new target.
Once I picked her up, the swarm of bees started attacking me.
His partner then jumps in with a fire extinguisher.
It was an enormous swarm. I just came out of nowhere, blasted them. There was so much chaos.
The plumbers then made an attempt to lure the bees away from the woman.
Hop in the truck! Get it! Ah! Get it!
After that, they hop in their truck before being met with a bunch of stings. One of the men said he was stung 20 times.
I was stung probably about 20 times.
Oh, right here's a bite. So, and here's a welt?
Welts.
Paramedics arrived to help the woman and got the rest of the bees away.
I thank God, honestly, we pulled up when we did for her family. It was terrifying.
Thank God for these brave men. This video was originally captured over a year ago but only began circulating online in recent days. It was filmed by a group of Australian tourists during a helicopter tour in Bali, Indonesia, as they recorded the island's scenic beauty from above. What began as a breathtaking experience quickly turned into a nightmare when the helicopter suffered a mechanical failure and crashed into the side of a cliff. The entire incident, including the terrifying moments after the impact, was caught on camera. Locals can be seen rushing to the crash site, trying to understand what had happened and offering help. Remarkably, all passengers survived the crash, but reports indicate their injuries were severe and life-altering. Walking away from a helicopter crash is incredibly rare, and while they lived through it, the event left a lasting mark. This dramatic footage was captured on April 25, 2021, along Highway 114 in Southlake, Texas. It shows the aftermath of a Toyota Supra pulling over after the driver noticed smoke coming from the vehicle.
It's caught fire, look.
Looks lit.
Look, JC.
Look, car on fire.
Look at all. Oh my God.
Just moments later, the car burst into flames and exploded on the roadside. The fire spread rapidly, igniting nearby grass and forcing officials to shut down the eastbound lanes for several hours as crews worked to contain it. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. Authorities later praised the driver's quick thinking, pulling over, moving a safe distance away, and immediately calling for help, a decision that likely saved his life. In the summer of 2021, a video was uploaded to YouTube by a user named Fat Reacts. Remarkably, it's the only video on the entire channel. The title alone was enough to spark attention. Found a dead body in a cooler at a lake. From the footage, it appears to be exactly what it claims. A group of teens is seen pulling a pink cooler out of the lake, and they're instantly overwhelmed by a powerful stench of decay. The cooler is tightly sealed with black tape, raising immediate suspicion. Despite the overwhelming smell, they manage to force it open. What they find inside clearly unsettles them.
Open it.
With what?
Your knife.
Oh, what is it? Oh my God.
Open it up for a minute. I gotta.
Quick note, I do have to censor things to comply with YouTube's policies.
Look it in there. What is that? What is it? What is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
What you mean? What does it look like?
It looks
What does it look like, bro?
it looks like dead fish.
You lying.
I swear.
Matthew, what does it look like, bro?
It's disgusting.
Bro. Like, this is like somebody's body. You look like somebody's body? Huh?
I don't know. I'm holding my breath every time I go over there.
Look.
I don't know what. It smells like garbage. Oh, look at the fish.
I'm not looking over there.
It is disgusting. I'm calling 911.
Don't call the emergency one. Look up non-emergency.
Non-emergency.
Yeah.
That was nasty.
I'm about to throw up.
What is it? I can't tell.
Near the end of the video, the group mentions that they contacted the police to report what they'd found. Later, they posted an update stating, "Update, it was an infant that was neglected and abandoned in that cooler filled with water. Location will not be disclosed due to privacy reasons." Despite this claim, many viewers in the comments expressed serious doubts. Some accused the group of fabricating the entire thing for views, while others speculated that the contents looked more like decomposing fish than human remains. The skepticism was further fueled by the lack of any official news, reports, or police statements to corroborate their story. Still, the presence of maggots and visible decay led others to believe that whatever was inside had once been alive. Whether the group truly stumbled upon a tragic discovery or simply staged an unsettling hoax remains unknown, but the video certainly left a lingering unease either way.
Ебать, нихуя себе! Ебать! Я заснял! Да!
This intense video captures the moment a soldier on the front lines records himself just seconds before an explosion nearly hits him. While exact details like the date or location are unclear, a translation of his speech reveals it's in Russian, hinting at a possible link to the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. What's truly striking is how modern warfare is increasingly documented, not by journalists or news outlets, but by those living it firsthand, with nothing but a smartphone in their hands. This footage was recorded in September 2024 somewhere in Lebanon. It shows a man who had just finished drinking his tea and was preparing to leave. He approached his parked scooter, which belongs to him, a detail that becomes important in understanding what happens next. As he mounts the scooter, the distinct whistle of a falling ordnance suddenly fills the air. In a split second, a jam penetrator, an underground exploding precision munition, slams into the road just inches from where he's sitting. The blast violently lifts and tears up the pavement, but remarkably, the man survives. Even more incredible, no one else nearby on the surface was injured in the strike. On July 30th, 2025, a terrifying accident occurred at Green Mountain Park in Taif, Saudi Arabia, when the 360 Big Pendulum ride collapsed midair, injuring 23 people. The ride was in full swing when its central support pole suddenly snapped, causing the passenger cabin to slam violently into the platform below. Shocking footage captured the moment, the ride swinging high, a loud crack, and then the devastating impact. One part of the structure was even launched into the air as panicked screams erupted, and bystanders rushed to assist. Emergency crews quickly arrived, administering first aid and transporting the injured to nearby hospitals, with some victims reported to be in critical condition. Authorities have since cordoned off the site, and the park was ordered closed by the regional governor, pending a full investigation into what caused the collapse.
You can off. I did not call you. You're on my property. I know my rights. Stay out of my house.
Put your hands.
I'm holding a baby. You are in huge trouble. I have a almost 50,000 TikTok following.
On June 20th, 2023, deputies were dispatched to a home after receiving a report of a domestic disturbance between a man and his wife. What seemed like a minor argument over household chores quickly escalated into a physical confrontation, with children caught in the middle. When officers arrived at the scene, they found the husband waiting outside.
What's going on today, man?
Domestic dispute between me and my other half.
Alright, in what way?
She wants me out of the house because my kids were helping me do dishes. I mean, it's just a mess of crap. I mean, my license, it went out of date, and she's mad that I can't get that anymore, and I've offered to pay for her own, you know, and she's mad that I won't do it, and this is what kind of started the whole thing. But anyway, doing dishes, and she left this morning. Kids went and got feed at the feed store. I left the whole morning. And
he told deputies his wife was upset because their kids were helping him with the dishes and that she wanted him out of the house. According to him, the argument had started earlier that morning after he left with the children to buy feed. When he returned, things escalated again over a simple request to finish the dishes before making macaroni and cheese. The wife, however, had a very different reaction when approached by law enforcement. Body cam footage shows the woman holding her young child and yelling at officers. She demanded they leave, insisted they had no right to enter her home, and repeatedly shouted, "I know my rights."
Ma'am, are you the other half of this?
Yes.
All right, if you would stay up there, I don't need y'all around each other right now.
Well, you can off. Here's your clothes. You can get out. You can off.
I did not call you. You're on my property. I know my rights. I have a child under 3. You will go. You will get charged.
You need to relax.
No.
Ma'am. No, ma'am. Stand over here and talk with me. What is your problem? This is not going to work.
I know my rights.
Despite multiple warnings to calm down, she refused to cooperate. When officers attempted to de-escalate and detain her for safety, she resisted. At one point, she accused deputies of harming her child and claimed they had shoved her into the door.
So do I, ma'am.
Stay away from me.
I'm out here for a reason.
And I did not call. Stay out of my house.
Put your hands up.
I'm holding a baby for children.
No, I mean, do you understand?
I did not hurt the door. He stuck her in the door, Chandler.
You're the baby.
Baby.
Now come over here.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
No. I'm in my house.
You're getting.
Get out. I
Right
did
now,
not call
you're under arrest.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I did not call you. I know my
You don't
rights.
strike me. Do you understand?
You were coming into my house.
I'm here for a
You're
reason.
not allowed
ma'am.
in my house.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes,
Do you have a
I
warrant?
I don't need a
Let
warrant.
go.
Ma'am, you're going to stop right fucking now. You understand? Now quit it. Roll over on your stomach now.
I did not call you.
Doesn't matter.
I did not invite you into my house. I was in the middle of something. You got in the middle of that. You could have waited.
No,
and I
ma'am.
would have come back out and talked to you.
ma'am.
I would have
He's
grabbed my
on
phone.
his
I know my rights. I want a
So do I.
supervisor out here now.
He's on his way right now. It's no
Then
issue.
leave me alone
You're
until
still
he gets
getting
here.
cuffed. Yes, ma'am. You're getting cuffed.
No, I'm fine. You can leave me alone. I will wait for your supervisor.
Roll over. Put your other hand behind your back. Do you understand? Now.
I'm waiting for your supervisor. Get off of me.
No, ma'am.
Get off of me.
It's not going to work that way.
She also repeatedly invoked her TikTok following, saying nearly 50,000 people would see this video.
Stay still.
You're in trouble. You just harmed my baby coming
did
into
not
my
harm your
house
child.
uninvited. Yes, you did. You shoved her into the door.
I shoved you into the door.
And I was holding my child. You are in huge trouble. I have a almost 50,000 TikTok following. This is going right on there. You tried to come into my house and you harmed my child.
Come on.
I'm going to stand right here for your supervisor. I'm not getting in your vehicle. I'm not
Getting
getting
in the vehicle.
Ouch!
Do you understand me?
Son of a...
Stop resisting.
No! I'm not resisting. I said I would wait here.
You need to calm down. This is absolutely
This is
insane.
my house. I want a supervisor here now.
That's fine. He's right down the road. Right down the road coming up here.
Ants down here. I'm not staying down
You're
here.
staying on the ground. I'm not asking. I'm telling.
Ants down here.
I don't care.
I don't want to be on the ants.
Get in my car.
I don't want to be on your car. I want to stand on my own.
Stay right
Go ahead. You get a power trip out of this? Beating up a little.
They want to be out here.
You got a power trip out of this? Fucking turning you on, beating me up? You're fucking disgusting.
Okay.
Pervert. I hope you enjoy beating up little women. I hope
I don't
you
want to be
enjoy
out
that.
here. I didn't want to deal with you at all.
You're disgusting.
You brought this.
Nasty.
Okay.
Vile
Still
human
going to
piece
jail.
of trash on a power trip.
You're going to jail.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Officers tried to reason with her, assuring her a supervisor was on the way, but she continued resisting, refused to get into the patrol car, and hurled insults, calling deputies perverts and trash on a power trip. Eventually, officers were forced to restrain her. She still insisted they had no legal grounds to arrest her, claiming a domestic dispute wasn't a crime, but she was wrong.
I'm here for a call for
Domestic
service.
dispute?
Yes.
That's not a reason to detain me.
Yes, it is.
I did not commit a crime. A domestic dispute is not a crime. So that's why I know that you're in trouble.
Resisting with battery on Leo.
No.
Yes.
I came out to bring my husband his bag of clothes so he could leave. He grabbed my arm and told me to stop.
told you to
him I was
stop and
heading
not go
back into
near
my
him.
house to grab my phone so I could record this. He followed me into my house, came into my house, shoved me and my child into the door while threatening to tase us. That is against my right. I was not being detained for a crime. A domestic dispute is not a crime. I want his badge number. I want his name.
You'll get it. Sit up.
I have handcuffs.
Sit up.
on.
All right, sit up.
Everything's videoed and recorded.
My glasses are on the porch. You knocked them off.
It's fine. I'll stay up there. Get it in.
We have been here multiple times.
I know. We're looking for your dad, buddy.
Oh,
Hey, Paul. Sheriff's office.
it was only me, him, and the baby, and my dad and my mom.
Inside the home, deputies spoke with the children. They confirmed the parents had been fighting and said their mother got angry when they were doing the dishes. The father admitted that their relationship was volatile. He described it as bright and sunny one day, then a bad day the next. He also told officers there was a firearm in the house and revealed the woman had a history of violence and possible mental health issues, though he wasn't aware of her current medications.
Does she take medication?
She has been to Meridian before, and she does go see the doctor, but I'm not in the loop on what she does.
But you guys are okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
On and off, it's, bright and sunny, bright and sunny, bright and sunny, and then there's a bad day, and then I just try to, leave, take the kids and leave and do what I can. And
She flipped out for sure.
there's a firearm in the house, so it's in the closet in a bag hanging up.
Thank you for telling me,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Has she ever been violent like this before?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I did ask you a minute ago. Are you married or is that your girlfriend? I'm sorry. I probably
We're
didn't
not
hear you.
married. It's common law. We've been together a long time.
Okay. All right. So, you're the father of the children?
I'm the father of the children. Two of them have my last name. One of them doesn't.
Okay.
One of them has her last name. My oldest has her last name. The two youngest have my last name.
I've been here before a couple times about custody and things and everything else.
I know. I've seen you.
Yes. Yeah, we've been here.
He agreed to stay with the kids and cooperate with the investigation. In the end, the woman was arrested and charged with multiple offenses: battery against a specified person, resisting arrest, child neglect. Officers also issued the husband a domestic violence packet, informing him of his legal rights and resources available if he chose to pursue further action. Domestic disputes are some of the most unpredictable calls officers respond to, and in this case, a simple argument over dirty dishes spiraled into something far more dangerous, with children, once again, caught in the crossfire. Let us know your thoughts on this situation in the comments. On July 20th, 2025, police in North Las Vegas were called to the Maverick gas station on Tropical Parkway after a report of a suspicious vehicle. A black Honda Accord with Arizona plates was parked at the pump, reportedly occupied by a man, a woman, 3 children, and a dog. The caller noted that both adults appeared to be under the influence. Officer Joshua Vargilis and a colleague responded and found a man standing by the driver's side door. When asked for ID, the man, 31-year-old Alfton Green, suddenly jumped into the car and sped off before officers could stop him. Shockingly, as the car pulled away, one of the children in the back seat fell from the moving vehicle. A second officer quickly picked up the child, while the woman, later identified as Crystal Levitt, came outside for the child and was immediately detained. Believing Green had fled the area, officers turned their attention to assisting the child and handling the woman at the scene. But Green wasn't done. Circling back around the parking lot, he attempted to use the vehicle as a weapon, accelerating straight toward the officers. He narrowly missed one, then swerved toward Officer Vargilis, who drew his firearm and opened fire. Vargilis fired 5 shots, one of which struck Green in the torso just as the car clipped the officer's leg. Despite being wounded, Green continued driving, crashing over landscaping and a sidewalk before finally coming to a stop. He exited through the passenger door, where officers were waiting to take him into custody. Green was taken to the hospital for treatment, while the child, who had earlier fallen from the car, was found to have a facial abrasion. Inside the vehicle, police discovered meth, heroin, and a firearm. Green now faces several charges, including attempted murder and child abuse, with additional charges pending. The woman, Crystal Levitt, was also charged with child abuse. Meanwhile, Officer Vargilis was placed on paid leave as an internal investigation into the shooting continues. On the morning of April 14th, 2025, chaos erupted at the Wilburn District Court in Massachusetts when 28-year-old Nicholas Akerberg from Yarmouth Port arrived at the building dressed in a gas mask, helmet, tactical boots, and sunglasses. As he approached the entrance, Akerberg sprayed a court officer with pepper spray to force his way inside. Once in the lobby, he unleashed more pepper spray on several people, including additional court officers, a police officer, and an assistant district attorney, while also physically assaulting others with punches and shoves. The outburst caused an immediate evacuation of the courthouse. Responding officers eventually brought him under control with a taser. Bakerberg was found carrying 8 pepper spray canisters and 2 smoke canisters. He now faces a long list of charges, including 6 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, assault, disruption of court proceedings, and making a bomb threat. He is currently being held without bail and is undergoing a competency evaluation. I stumbled across this on Twitter, and yes, it's Twitter, not X. On July 29, 2025, in the Pontyshipuri district of Madhya Pradesh, India, CCTV footage captured a terrifying attempted assault at a small neighborhood shop. 6 masked men armed with sticks, an axe, and a homemade firearm stormed the storefront. Acting quickly, the shopkeeper managed to pull down the metal shutter just in time, preventing them from breaking in. Undeterred, the attackers continued to strike the shutter, shouted death threats, and even fired a shot before eventually fleeing the scene. Local reports suggest that one of the men, allegedly a repeat offender, was identified by name, yet no arrests have been made, intensifying public concern. The shop owner also claimed that police attempted to confiscate his CCTV footage, but he refused, fearing the evidence might be tampered with. Although the shopkeeper was not physically injured, the traumatic encounter has left him shaken and too afraid to return to work. In May 2025, a viral video made waves online claiming to show a massive snake, supposedly over 25 meters long, gliding through the Amazon River. Many viewers speculated it could be a legendary anaconda, prompting widespread curiosity. The footage appeared convincing at first, but after closer analysis by wildlife experts and digital forensics teams, it was confirmed to be entirely AI-generated. Brazil's environmental agency IBAMA stated clearly that no such snake exists in nature. On rewatch, the signs of manipulation became obvious. The creature briefly displays 2 heads, has distorted body proportions, an unnaturally thin tail, and moves in a way inconsistent with real aquatic snakes. Its coloring also doesn't match that of a true green anaconda. Experts explain that a snake of such size and mass would sink rather than float. Further analysis in slow motion revealed graphical errors common in AI content, and the camera overlay showed unrelated visuals that didn't match the scene. For reference, the largest green anacondas, called sucuris in Brazil, reached up to 9 meters in length and weigh as much as 250 kilograms. While the video wasn't a real sighting, it serves as a strong reminder not everything that looks real online can be trusted. In April 2025, a YouTube couple known as Wiggins Wild started documenting their new off-grid lifestyle after purchasing land in southern Texas, not far from the US-Mexico border. While exploring the area around their property one day, they made a chilling discovery: what appeared to be human-sized bones, scattered shoes, and small backpacks that looked like they belonged to young ones. The unsettling find marked the start of an ongoing mystery, one that's still unfolding.
Well, now I'm recording right to TikTok because it's getting real now. So we're off north of our property a little bit, and we were looking for places that naturally hold water, and we found this little pond that's north of an arroyo, and this thing is filled with kids' backpacks.
Filled with backpacks.
And there's a mound here, and
there's a bunch of signs
there's more
of
backpacks.
Wildlife activity,
if you dig down,
it's
there's backpacks. There's little kids' backpacks here.
Don't be too loud.
There are kids' backpacks here. I'm armed, but we found a place out in the middle of the desert north of our property that has bones and boots and
All sorts.
kids' backpacks. Yeah. So we just hit a point where we found like our 5th backpack or bag after finding that boot. And yeah, we're done. We're gonna head back to the property. Gonna have to contact somebody about this because one of our neighbors was really interested when we found bones on our property. And that guy's been really against us having social media.
At this point, the couple discovered that the land they had been exploring wasn't actually theirs. It was private property. They were warned that if they came back, they'd face trespassing charges and that the police would not be responding. Strangely, shortly after this, they deleted their entire TikTok account. However, they later went live on Instagram to clarify that the situation wasn't some kind of scheme to gain money or attention.
That says we're trying to scam. Anyone that says we're trying to do anything, I am not accepting any financial aid at this time at all. We're not going to let anyone try and accuse us of doing this for anything other than trying to get the word out there that this was weird.
Fortunately, there was one last update shared in a now deleted video from their channel. In it, he explained that he had spoken with the police once more, and this time they actually took him seriously and agreed to listen.
The same deputy that was out here before when we found a femur and a lower leg bone that had been sawed in half. Yeah, those of you guys that are like, oh, it's just, you're blowing it out of proportion, it's just a drop. Well, we found a child-sized femur and lower leg bone that had a clean saw off it. Next to a pair of little kid's Jordan shoe, a backpack, and some clothes. Like, the sheriff's department was like, oh, damn, like, this look, yeah. And we still haven't heard back the results from that, so that's a little...
In the clip, he says that police believe the area they discovered was likely used as a drop spot, common near the US-Mexico border. For context, a drop spot typically refers to a location where migrants are dropped off by smugglers, often in places with reduced border surveillance. If that's the case, it could explain what they stumbled upon during their outing. As of now, there haven't been any further updates, and until the couple posts something new on YouTube or Instagram, the full story remains a mystery. In Istanbul, Turkey, a tragic moment was captured on video showing a 21-year-old man walking calmly along the sidewalk when a sudden bark from a nearby dog startled him. Reacting instinctively, he darted into the street, straight into the path of an oncoming truck. The collision left him critically injured, and though emergency services rushed him to the hospital, he sadly didn't survive. It's a heartbreaking reminder of just how fragile life can be, how a single unexpected second can change everything forever. On July 26, 2025, CCTV was taken from the Siming Regency in Indonesia. It shows individuals working from a residence. However, this video has an odd quality that you would not anticipate. To be honest, I don't understand how everything is put up. It seems strange to have trains in a crossing so near a house, perhaps because of the angle. I was also taken aback since I had not anticipated a car being struck by a train there. According to one source, the driver of this black Toyota lived, but his passengers perished. Here's a light-hearted one. This would-be thief apparently thought he could outsmart security cameras by throwing a sheet over himself and creeping around like a ghost. While the disguise did hide his face, it definitely didn't hide his actions or stop him from getting caught. Idiot.
Стой, Господи, Боже мой! Когда успокоится все, Господи! Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой! Мосечка мой маленький, Мосечка! Сейчас пойдем, подожди. Ой, Господи.
Их этот трясет коагулятор. Смотри, он что. Михайловна отодвинула стульчик.
On July 30th, 2025, a powerful magnitude 8.8 earthquake struck off the coast of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky, Russia, marking the strongest quake in the region since 1952 and ranking among the most powerful ever recorded worldwide. The seismic event prompted widespread tsunami warnings across the Pacific, stretching from Japan and Hawaii to parts of South America and the US West Coast. In Kamchatka, tsunami waves reached heights of up to 16 feet, about 5 meters. While there were reports of damage and some injuries, remarkably, no fatalities were confirmed. Authorities credited the low death toll to the quake's offshore epicenter, Russia's resilient infrastructure, efficient emergency alert systems, and the remote nature of many impacted areas. What would you do if you saw a stranger's hand come through your mall sign? The homeowner took a drastic approach, whacking the intruder's arm with a bat. This was a lesson the thief wouldn't forget, that's for sure. There's also a camera outside that caught the criminal's point of view. The homeowner must have gotten robbed before, because why was he so prepared? On November 5th, 2022, a tense custody exchange turned deadly when a disagreement between a father and a stepfather spiraled out of control. Chad Reed, a 54-year-old father from Leach, Texas, had a long history in the town, having graduated from Louisville High School in 1985 before eventually returning to raise a family. He married Christina, and though their relationship eventually unraveled, they shared custody of their young ones. After the divorce, Chad remarried a woman named Jennifer Reed in September 2021, while Christina also moved on and wed a man named Kyle Carruth. On that November afternoon, Chad went to pick up one of his young ones as allowed by court order, scheduled for 3:15 p.m. But when he arrived at Christina and Kyle's home, things quickly went south. The young one wasn't there, and Kyle immediately confronted Chad, ordering him off the property. Frustrated and confused, Chad engaged in a heated exchange with Christina, while Jennifer recorded from the car. Christina insisted the young one wasn't home and claimed she wanted more time with him, but Chad pointed out that the legal deadline for visitation had already passed.
You keep trying to keep my son from me, I'm fixing to drag you and Anne-Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom.
His tempers flared. Kyle escalated the situation by going inside and returning with a weapon. Jennifer could be heard urging someone to call authorities and later said she believed it was a non-lethal device, possibly a stun gun, but that assumption was tragically wrong. Chad challenged Kyle, prompting him to fire a warning shot into the ground between Chad's feet. The confrontation escalated further as the two struggled briefly over the weapon, and Chad gave Kyle a slight shove. That's when Kyle turned, aimed, and fired 2 shots at Chad at close range. Chad collapsed immediately. When police arrived, they found Chad unresponsive and declared him dead on the scene. Kyle claimed self-defense, stating that the couple should have left his property when told. Though the incident was initially headed for trial, the case was ultimately settled out of court under undisclosed terms. Shops in high-crime areas have started catching on to smash-and-grab tactics by installing deadbolts on their exterior doors. In this clip, a group of thieves tries to pull off a quick grab-and-run at a smoke shop, only to discover the doors are locked tight. When they turn around, they're met with a wall of employees closing in, ready to make sure they don't leave empty-handed or unpunished. I knew it was over when the man took his jacket. Encountering something unusual at night can be unsettling, especially when visibility is low and your mind starts filling in the blanks. In this case, a group of bikers, likely somewhere in Asia, came across something bizarre during their ride. Take a look.
¿Lo está grabando, verga? Sí, verga. A la verga, güey. Enfócate, verga. Aquí está enfocando, papá. ¿Qué pedo, verga? No, verga. Verga, viene la moto.
I've got a few theories. Could have been someone struggling mentally or perhaps just an elaborate prank. Both are entirely possible. Still, there's a strange energy to it that suggests there might be more going on beneath the surface. Either way, I'm just glad the group didn't make the classic horror movie mistake of getting closer to investigate. In 2023, the Los Angeles Police Department released chilling CCTV footage in an effort to identify and capture a suspect involved in two bold back-to-back armed robberies. The incidents occurred on the night of March 15th around 10:50 p.m. In the footage, a couple is seen walking through a parking lot when they're suddenly confronted by an armed man. With unsettling calm, the suspect forces them to the ground, takes their belongings, and disappears into the darkness. Shockingly, another robbery had occurred less than an hour earlier with nearly the exact same method. Gun drawn, valuables demanded, and a swift escape on foot. Authorities believe the same individual is behind both incidents. While it's unclear if he's since been caught, clips like this serve as a stark reminder how vulnerable nighttime outings can be. Delia Johnson and Claudia Banton had been inseparable since childhood, growing up together, working side by side, and staying close through the years. But despite their long-standing bond, the paths they took in life couldn't have been more different. Claudia had a troubled past, including a conviction for forgery, and both women were known to associate with questionable figures. Their relationship began to fall apart when Delia reportedly got into a conflict with Claudia's ex-partner, the father of her child. Allegedly, Delia arranged for a hit on the man, but what she didn't anticipate was that his young daughter, Claudia's child, would be with him at the time. The girl was critically injured in the attack and, despite doctors' best efforts, passed away a week later. Grief-stricken and enraged, Claudia blamed Delia and vowed to take matters into her own hands. The day Claudia's daughter died, a mutual friend of the women was being laid to rest, and both Delia and Claudia attended the funeral. While there, Delia received a phone call inviting her to a nearby gathering. It was all a trap. Several friends at the funeral were allegedly in on it, siding with Claudia in the wake of her devastating loss. As Delia stood on a street in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, unaware of what was about to happen, Claudia pulled up in a white vehicle. Without a word, she approached Delia from behind and shot her in the head execution style, then fired 5 more rounds into her body before calmly walking back to the car and fleeing the scene. Police responded quickly and sent out alerts to nearby units, but a communication breakdown led one officer to mistakenly assume the suspect was male, allowing Claudia to slip away. Claudia fled New York, but authorities tracked her down to Jacksonville, Florida. On November 8th, 3 months after the shooting, U.S. Marshals arrested her and brought her back to face charges. 4 years later, Claudia Bannon, now 46, was convicted of second-degree murder and second-degree criminal possession of a weapon. She was sentenced to life in prison with a minimum of 23 years before she becomes eligible for parole. Given the tragic circumstances that led to this act of revenge, some argue that Claudia's sentence should have been lighter, but others believe that no matter the motive, justice must be served. What do you think? Was the punishment fair, or should her grief have been taken more into account? Let me know in the comments.
I'm the biggest thing in Akron, man. Who done more shootings than me that's still alive? Who's still alive and still walking around that bitch and done more than me? But you know, that was my past, man. I'm moving out. I'm moving on out, man. People said I ain't allowed back to Ohio.
Illegal cell phones are a major issue in prisons, often used for smuggling operations or coordinating criminal activity. But in this particular case, the phone ended up being more of a problem for the inmate himself. While live streaming on Facebook from behind bars, the prisoner openly confessed to a murder he committed back in 2010.
You scream that no matter what happened, like,
bro, yeah.
I'm a real nigga, and the little real what happened. The streets is the streets, though. It's a cold game.
Hey, bro, that's big, bro. But you alright? Come on, man. No.
I'm talking about it's a cold game. I done seen it with my own eyes.
Man, you know, game cold. That's what I say, man. Signed up, you know, but it's a lot of out here, man. That be, man. Listen, bro. For everybody, bro. That's why it's always good to just be yourself.
Safe to say, things didn't work out for him. One virtue is tolerance. It can also be described as the ability to put up with delays, issues, or pain without getting upset or irritated. Impatience is the antithesis of patience. There was no justification for this man's impatience. All of this was entirely preventable and his responsibility. He was obviously aware of the road's narrowness and the impending merge of lanes. Nevertheless, he chose to disregard that and attempt to pass at the worst possible moment. According to what I've discovered, this was in Italy. The driver's condition is unresolved though. An electrical worker is recovering after a terrifying close call was captured on dashcam in Denham Springs. The footage shows the man elevated in a lift truck working beneath a traffic light when an 18-wheeler makes a wide right turn and clips the lift from underneath. The impact sends the entire platform jolting, leaving the worker swinging dangerously high above the ground. Miraculously, he escaped with only minor injuries and did not need to be hospitalized. Denham Springs police have confirmed that the incident is still under investigation. This stalker, seen on CCTV, measures his victim and makes his move. He takes her necklace and runs off. What a jerk. This video was recorded in Hialeah, Florida, where officers stumbled upon a blind man who had accidentally fallen into a canal. The man was visibly struggling to keep his head above water when police arrived, prompting a tense and urgent rescue effort. Body cam footage captures the dramatic moment as officers acted swiftly to pull him from the canal and bring him to safety.
Flip him over. No, he's facing down.
No, he's facing down.
Flip him over.
No, hold on. Don't flip it. Good? Give me here.
Make sure he's good. Make sure he's good. Make sure. Hey. Breathe. Come over here. Control side. There it goes. Come on. Keep on. Hey, stay. He has a pulse and he has agonal breathing.
He has a pulse and agonal breathing.
Go.
Go, let's go.
Grab him under his arm. Grab him. Go. Hey, buddy.
You up?
Alright, he's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Hey, put him in the recovery position.
Recovery position.
Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Alright, good job, guys.
After pulling the man from the canal, officers immediately began performing CPR, working for several tense moments until they were able to expel much of the water from his lungs. Thankfully, the man was successfully resuscitated and went on to survive the harrowing ordeal. On May 20th, 2025, in Magnitogorsk, Russia, a high-speed crash unfolded when a driver lost control on a slick wet road, smashing through roadside barriers before the car burst into flames. Miraculously, the man who was alone in the vehicle managed to escape before collapsing nearby. He was rushed to a medical facility with burn injuries, where tests confirmed he was under the influence of alcohol. Authorities later revealed that the fire ignited due to damage to the car's fuel system caused by the impact. The vehicle was towed to a secure location. The driver now faces charges for drunk driving and destruction of public property. Is plot armor a real thing outside of fiction? Take a look and let me know what you think.
Yeah, that's a That just got and it didn't go through. Let me see. Bro, what the This just... güey. Dios está contigo, güey. Ahorita, güey, nomás fui a comprar, güey. Bro, this got God on his side, bro.
The guy suddenly felt a sharp sting, and when he mentioned it, his friends noticed a visible mark on him. That's when they saw something even stranger. His hoodie had a small hole exactly where he said he was stung. Curious and concerned, he walked to the back of the car, and that's when the shocking truth hit them all. He had somehow been struck by a stray bullet, but incredibly, it hadn't passed all the way through. Absolutely unreal. While it's not exactly a heartwarming tale, this one might still make you smile. A would-be thief hurled a rock through a bakery window in an attempt to break in, but he didn't count on the cleaning lady. Without hesitation, she grabbed her broom and fought back, jabbing and smacking the man in the face multiple times until he stumbled back outside. Realizing the cookie money wasn't worth the beating, the thief gave up and fled the scene empty-handed. The Akihabara district in Tokyo, Japan is well known for its vibrant electronics shops and its more recent transformation into a hub for anime and manga merchandise. It's especially busy on Sundays when the main street is closed to vehicles from noon to 6 p.m., drawing large crowds of shoppers and tourists. But in 2008, Akihabara became the site of one of Japan's most horrifying attacks. Tomohiro Kato, a 25-year-old man from Aomori, turned the popular district into a scene of chaos and tragedy. Once a strong student and athlete in his early school years, Kato's life took a downward turn in high school when his academic performance collapsed. Failing his university entrance exams and enduring constant pressure and punishment from his father, he grew increasingly resentful and withdrawn. Though he eventually trained as a mechanic and found factory work, his relationship with his parents had deteriorated separated, and he faced mounting debt and job insecurity. After learning he might soon be laid off in June 2008, Kato's mental state spiraled further. He had already attempted suicide in 2006 by crashing into a wall, but this time he planned something far more violent. On June 6th, he purchased a dagger, gloves, and a baton from a military supply store, then traveled to Akihabara to sell his laptop and software for cash to rent a 5-ton Isuzu Elf truck. On June 8th, just before 12:30 p.m., Kato posted a final string of angry, despairing messages online. Minutes later, he drove the truck straight into a crowd, striking 5 people. Hispanic bystanders rushed to help the injured. Kato exited the truck with a knife and began stabbing people at random, including those aiding the victims. Witnesses described him screaming as he attacked. He tried to escape down a narrow alley, but was quickly surrounded by police and surrendered without resistance. 17 ambulances responded to the scene. 7 people were killed, 3 from the truck impact and 4 from stab wounds. Kato was sentenced to death on March 24, 2011. The sentence was carried out on July 26, 2022 at the Tokyo Detention House. In a scene straight out of a Hollywood heist movie, a quiet day at a check cashing business in Atlanta turned into chaos when an employee behind the counter was startled by a loud crash overhead. Within seconds, ceiling tiles shattered and a robber dropped through, landing just feet away. Moments later, his accomplice followed, descending with a pink Adidas duffel bag in tow. The duo quickly took control, forcing the employee to the ground. Amid a commotion, a customer unknowingly entered but was promptly ordered to leave. The robbers then forced the employee into a secure room where safes were kept. She opened them, and the two filled their bags with over $150,000 in cash. Their exit was far smoother than their dramatic entrance. They slipped out through a back door and vanished in a getaway vehicle. As of the most recent update, the suspects behind the September 3, 2024 robbery have not been caught and likely never will be, at least not for this one. This footage captures the crane collapse that took place at the Kaohsiung port in 2021, an incident that left one person injured. Thankfully, that individual made a full recovery. What makes this clip notable is that it's a much clearer and longer version than the one I shared about a year ago, which had poor quality and limited context. It's interesting to finally see the event unfold from a new high-resolution angle. I Know What You Did Last Summer dropped in July 2025 and quickly reignited the public's obsession with slasher thrillers. But what really got people talking wasn't just the film, it was what started happening in real life. In the weeks following its release, eerie footage began surfacing of a mysterious figure roaming the streets of New York City, cloaked in black and armed with a curved hook. This silent stalker was spotted lurking in parks, pacing sidewalks, and locking eyes with passersby before suddenly giving chase. Witnesses described the individual as tall, theatrical, and unsettling, like they'd stepped right out of a horror movie. And it didn't stop in New York. Over the 4th of July weekend, beachgoers in the West Coast reported similar sightings, sparking rumors that this may be more than just a creepy coincidence. Whether it's a viral marketing stunt or something more sinister, one thing's for sure, this hook-wielding figure has people looking over their shoulders. At a restaurant, a woman notices a live fish on display and, moved by compassion, decides to set it free. She gently picks it up and releases it into a nearby body of water, convinced she's just given the little creature a second chance at life. But just as the fish begins to swim away, nature has other plans. A bird swoops down out of nowhere and snatches it from the surface, ending the rescue in a cruel twist of irony. You may not find this disturbing, but I couldn't help but slip this in here. This is like a scene out of a comedy film. This footage was captured in Rustak, Albatina, South Oman during a flash flood that struck in July 2022. After a period of heavy rainfall, water surged through the Wadi Al-Khain riverbed, catching several young men off guard. One of them slipped dangerously close to the edge and was nearly swept away by the powerful current, but his friends managed to grab him just in time, pulling him to safety. Fortunately, no injuries were reported in the incident. In December 2019, the YouTube channel TVR Exploring ventured into a forgotten ghost town known as Engel, located somewhere in Central Asia. Once a bustling settlement where the Soviet Union stationed young workers to operate nearby mines, the town was abandoned after the collapse of the USSR, taking the local mining industry with it. During his exploration near the decaying mine shafts, TVR came across an old adit, a horizontal tunnel once used to extract minerals or circulate air through the mine. Acting on impulse, he chose to enter the passage alone, but what he encountered inside left him deeply unsettled. To this day, he admits he still can't fully explain what happened in that dark, silent tunnel. Keep watching.
That's the workshop we just checked out, and I've decided to continue down this main adit here. It's been more of the same for a while, just bending and twisting through the mountain. I stopped here to show you the stalactites hanging down, which I thought were kind of cool. And that insulator there would suggest they had a pretty significant electrical system here. So keep carrying on that way. I've come to a chamber where things widen out here, and it looks like there's another little workbench here and some equipment. They've got a good drainage system. It's working the way it's supposed to. You see the water's shunted off to the side here and is flowing out, which is what you want. There's some of the stuff on the workbench.
After spotting a set of old tools scattered across a dusty workbench, TVR suddenly hears what can only be described as distant howling or screaming echoing from deeper inside the mine. Freezes, clearly shaken by the eerie sound. Despite the unsettling experience, he makes it clear that he doesn't subscribe to paranormal beliefs. In fact, he openly states that he doesn't think what he heard was anything supernatural, though he admits he has no explanation for it either.
Turn the volume up and listen to that last section again, where I abruptly tapered off. You'll hear this otherworldly scream or howl coming out from deeper within the mine. I am extremely skeptical of the supernatural, but hearing that made all the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It creeped me out.
To his credit, even after being clearly rattled by the chilling sound, he chooses to press on and continue exploring the mine. In the comment section of the video, he later emphasized just how intense the moment was, writing, "It was as loud as someone screaming in another room of your house. The sound echoed off the tunnel walls even after it stopped. The lingering echo only added to the unsettling atmosphere." What do you make of this?
Stuff on a workbench.
Phil Schneider remains one of the most polarizing and mysterious figures in the world of UFO lore and conspiracy theories. His bold claims about alien encounters, government secrecy, and deep underground military bases, often referred to as DUMBs, continue to stir fascination and debate to this day. Born on April 23, 1947, Schneider was a son of Oscar Schneider, a naval medical officer involved in early atomic research. Phil also claimed that his father had been a German U-boat captain during World War II, a statement largely disputed by historical records. Schneider described himself as a geologist and structural engineer who worked on classified government projects for organizations like Morrison-Knudsen, Bechtel, EG&G, and Los Alamos Laboratory. One of his most sensational allegations centered on a 1979 incident in Dulce, New Mexico. According to Schneider, during the construction of an underground base, drilling operations accidentally broke into an alien facility, leading to a deadly confrontation with gray extraterrestrials. He claimed that 66 military and civilian personnel died during the encounter and that he was gravely injured by an alien weapon, suffering burns, radiation damage, and the loss of fingers. Schneider said that the U.S. housed dozens of interconnected underground bases linked by high-speed magnetic trains capable of traveling at Mach 2. These facilities, he alleged, were used not only for advanced military research but also for human containment and secret agendas tied to a proposed New World Order. During his lectures, Schneider presented what he said were alien and advanced composite materials. These included uraninite, a heavy, non-radioactive element said to be used in stealth aircraft, titanium alloys, heat-resistant metals allegedly engineered with alien input, advanced crystalline compounds, materials developed at Los Alamos and used in stealth or hypersonic craft, aurora drops, skin-like fragments from alien craft resistant to extreme heat, Roswell debris, alleged remnants from the 1947 crash, supposedly reverse-engineered into modern tech. Schneider insisted that hostile extraterrestrials were working behind the scenes with global powers to manipulate governments and orchestrate population control. He spoke of human abductions, bioengineering, and sinister experiments tied to this hidden alien agenda. From 1995 onward, he gave over 30 public talks worldwide, presenting as evidence and expressing a personal mission to warn the public. He also believed that his friend Ron Rummel, who published the Alien Digest, was murdered for exposing similar truths. On January 17, 1996, Phil Schneider was found dead in his Oregon apartment. The official cause was suicide, but the details have fueled suspicion. He was found with a catheter cord wrapped around his neck and his hands reportedly bound. Despite his limited mobility due to prior injuries, critics of the investigation point to the absence of a coroner and the quick release of his body as signs of a cover-up. Some believe Schneider was silenced for what he knew. Others, however, cite his mental health history, suggesting schizophrenia and self-harm as a possible explanation. To this day, Schneider's story divides opinion. Skeptics see him as troubled or delusional, while supporters argue that the strange circumstances surrounding his death lend credibility to his claims. Whether viewed as a whistleblower or a mythmaker, Phil Schneider's legacy continues to provoke discussion about the limits of secrecy, the possibility of extraterrestrial life, and the blurry line between fact and conspiracy. Beneath the vibrant, historic streets of Paris lies a hidden world, one that most never see. The Paris catacombs stretch for miles beneath the city, forming a shadowy maze of tunnels that house the remains of over 6 million people. Their bones line the walls in carefully arranged stacks, creating a setting that feels both sacred and deeply unsettling. It was in this eerie underworld that one of the internet's oldest mysteries was born. A grainy 1-minute video believed to have been recorded in the early 1990s emerged, showing what may have been the final moments of a lone explorer lost deep within the catacombs. The footage begins innocently enough. The man moves slowly through the tunnels, flashlight in hand, filming what appears to be a typical urban exploration, but something changes, subtly at first. His breathing quickens. His flashlight flicks around more erratically. It's clear he's no longer just exploring. He's reacting to something or fleeing from it. Then suddenly he breaks into a run. The footage becomes chaotic. Blurred images of skeletal walls and narrow, crumbling passageways flash past as the camera shakes violently. His footsteps grow frantic, echoing through the hollow tunnels. And then, without warning, the camera drops. It lands on the stone floor, facing down a dim, empty corridor. His footsteps fade into the distance, then stop. Silence. The video ends. The man was never identified, never seen again. According to legend, the camera was found sometime later by another explorer in the deeper, less traveled parts of the catacombs. It was still functional, but how it ended up there and who found it remains unclear. No missing person report was ever tied to the footage. No official investigation ever confirmed the video's origin. But there is one detail that stands out: the absence of graffiti. In most parts of the catacombs, names, dates, and symbols left behind by decades of visitors cover the walls. This tunnel, however, was clean, untouched, which suggests the man had ventured far into the undocumented zones, the places even seasoned explorers avoid. So, was it an elaborate hoax? A lost explorer overcome by fear, or something else entirely? We may never know. The camera was found, the man was not. And to this day, the tape remains one of the catacombs' most haunting and unexplained mysteries. The location of the CCTV footage is unknown. However, what I do know is the man in this footage is a hero. This clip is a perfect example why safety training matters. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure what this guy did, but whatever it was, he moved with lightning speed and absolute precision. His quick reflexes made him look almost superhuman as he jumped into action, and there's a good chance he prevented a serious disaster, possibly even a major explosion. A clip of a container truck and buffalo cart colliding in Vietnam has gone widespread on social media, receiving hundreds of reactions. The incident took place in a residential neighborhood where a man was using a homemade buffalo cart to collect trash. While the cart was parked along the roadside, a container truck suddenly crashed into it from behind, pushing it forward several meters. The impact caused the cart to overturn, spilling garbage across the road. The buffalo fell but quickly got back on its feet and appeared unharmed. Fortunately, the cart owner, who was nearby at the time, was not injured. The horrific video of a terrible crash on China's Ginhua-Liwi-Wenzhou Expressway went viral very fast. The incident happened on August 2nd when a tourist bus tried to reverse on the highway after missing an exit. It was a careless move that would prove to be lethal. Keep watching. Rescue crews quickly arrived and pulled injured passengers from the wreckage as the bus slowly backed up. But an approaching truck that was unable to stop in time crashed into it at high speed, violently throwing passengers from their seats. One passenger was knocked unconscious, while others suffered fractures, contusions, and severe trauma. The truck driver, however, did not survive and was declared deceased at the spot. This footage was recorded in Turkey's Izmir province by a group of people riding in a truck, but what they captured on camera isn't unique to Izmir. It's part of a larger event unfolding across several provinces and even stretching into Syria. What you're about to see is both widespread and deeply unsettling. Take a look.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Tamam, sakin olun gençler. Camı kapat. Camı kapat, camı kapat. Kapat. Camı kapat. Kapat. Kapat. Korkmayın, Korkmayın. Açıyorum. Açma. Hasbinallah. Hasbinallah. Allah.
Wildfires have been tearing through parts of Turkey, already resulting in multiple injuries and tragically at least one confirmed fatality. Despite deploying several aircrafts to battle the flames, the fires continue to spread and remain largely uncontrolled. Freddie, a passionate storm chaser, was tracking an intense tornado near Holly, Texas, filming its violent movements for his YouTube channel. The storm was fierce with tight rotation visible on radar, and Freddie knew it was about to touch down. The energy in the atmosphere was undeniable as dark clouds swirled, and then suddenly a massive tornado formed on the ground, spinning violently. Storm chasers frequently witness nature's raw power up close, but in this case, Freddie found himself not only documenting destruction, but also battling to save lives.
This is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. I can't believe I'm looking at this right now. Guys, if that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does.
As he kept tracking it, something more alarming caught his attention. A second, even more powerful tornado started to form. The weather was changing quickly, and the storm was getting bigger, more violent, and more unpredictable. At first, it looked like this one would move away from a small house in the distance. It was isolated in the middle of the open landscape and seemed to be just out of the storm's reach. But in a terrifying instant, the tornado changed direction and was now headed straight for the house. Inside the house was a family with 2 young children, and Freddie's attention instantly shifted from observing to fearing for their lives.
There comes the debris. You gotta watch the poles. Gotta watch the poles. Gotta watch the poles.
When the tornado hit the house, the building could not withstand the storm's destructive power. The house was torn apart in a second, sending wood fragments and debris flying like paper. The storm then swept away the remnants, leaving behind nothing but a path of total destruction.
Absolute violent tornado. Just violent. Right here. Gotta get ready to back up. If it comes at us. Gotta get ready to back up if it comes back toward us. I think we're good though.
When it was safe to do so, Freddie hurried to the wreckage in a desperate attempt to find out if anyone had survived. His camera was still rolling when he recorded the scene, which showed complete devastation. The house was reduced to nothing but broken rubble. And then a man, a woman, and 2 kids emerged from the wreckage, running towards Freddie's car. They were covered in blood, dirt, and debris, and their faces were filled with shock and fear.
Oh my gosh. There's people. There's people. Get in! Get in the car! Get in the car!
Please, God, help!
Open the door, get in! Come on, guys! Get in the other side! Other side! Come on! Come on!
Please get us! I need your phone. I gotta call my mom.
Right here, get in!
Get in! I know! Look at me! I gotta look where you're bleeding, okay? Look at me, like...
We gotta get to the hospital, buddy. Do you know where the nearest hospital is?
The family was still in a panic, trying to comprehend what had occurred, but they had managed to survive despite losing everything they owned, including their home. Freddie opened his car doors right away and urged them into, and they were all safely inside. Freddie drove away, determined to get them the help they needed, even though the road was still dangerous with fallen power lines and debris all over the place. He told emergency responders where they were and made sure they would get medical attention right away when they arrived. Despite everything, the whole family survived, even though they were injured and lost their home, but they had each other, and that was what mattered most in the end. Recently posted on Reddit by user BTD024 under the simple title, "What could this be?" The eerie image features a haunting screenshot from a baby monitor captured precisely at 2:38 a.m. In the image, a child can be seen peacefully sleeping in bed, but what makes the scene so disturbing is the presence of a dark, shadowy figure in the foreground, positioned alarmingly close to the bedside. The figure appears to have a hand reaching up toward the child. According to the Reddit user who posted the image, no one else was in the room at the time. They also mentioned that their dog, who was present and typically barks at any movement or intruder, remained completely silent that night, lending further credibility to their claim. The post quickly gained traction, earning a flood of upvotes and sparking heated debate. Viewers speculated everything from a paranormal presence to a trick of the light, but so far, no explanation has fully accounted for the eerie figure. Was this truly a supernatural moment captured on a baby monitor, or is there a logical answer that remains hidden? What do you think? In a parking lot in East China, a careless motorist was captured on film losing control of her car and causing devastation in her wake. If you were thinking that this was the end of it, you were mistaken. The clip depicts a black car driver who, for some reason, strikes the parked car in front of him and pushes it out of the way. The driver then begins to move backwards, and at one point, the car smashes into a garage wall, completely destroying it. What do you make of this? Denise Pillon, a French woman, started filming the video in July 2015 with no intention of catching anything strange. At first glance, it appeared to be an innocuous moment in her kitchen, but in a matter of seconds, it turned into something far more scary.
Je vais appeler maman. Olivier? Oli? Olivier? Oli? Ah! Oli? C'est vraiment pas drôle, là. Je vais appeler maman. Ça a bougé. Maman! Maman!
Denise's breath becomes labored and her panic is apparent when the room's objects start to move on their own without notice, and the disruptions get more violent. Strangely, this would be the last film she ever uploaded. There were no attempts to confirm or refute what had happened, and an invisible force flinging objects across the room leaves Denise too scared to continue. Some people think Denise captured real paranormal activity, while others contend it might have been a complex deception. However, without more details, the truth is uncertain. Almost 10 years later, whether genuine or not, there is no doubt that Denise's dread was genuine. Concord police officers continued pursuing one of the suspects, 29-year-old Cruz Vargas of San Jose, who was armed with a handgun illegally modified to be fully automatic and equipped with a high-capacity drum magazine. During the chase, officers witnessed Vargas attempt to carjack another vehicle. At that moment, one officer discharged his firearm, striking Vargas. He was immediately taken into custody, received on-scene medical aid, and was later transported to a local hospital for treatment.
Oh
my God. Padre Santo. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my God. Ahí van las de estas. Ángela, no.
Where we go? Where? Hey, so I got him. He's trying to carjack someone. Hey! Let me see your hands! Hey! Hey, come back! Let me see your hands! Stop! Stop! Hey, are you okay? Mary, 215. He's outbound. Okay, he stalled out. You got a mask on, we're flipping a U-turn, going back on Sage. Sorry, my bad.
Meanwhile, San Jose police responded to assist in locating the second suspect.
He's got a mask on. They couldn't really see if there was anybody else in the car, but it looks like he's solo. Going about 70 miles an hour.
Officers found 21-year-old Elijah Phillips, also of San Jose, still in possession of the money taken during the credit union robbery. It was later discovered that Vargas was on CDCR parole for a previous carjacking, and Phillips had outstanding warrants for domestic violence and theft.
I need, where is San Jose PD? Or no, Peters. Okay, blew the red light at Marietta and, Station. Blew the red light at Sierra Road. Going about 60 miles an hour in that one lane. Traffic is medium. Okay, where's he at now? There he is. Okay, right in the shoulder. Okay, back. We're just passing commercial. Okay, I lost sight of him now. I'm not in pursuit. I lost them. But Bayshore, he took Bayshore? Okay, I got him. He's right coming up over the freeway on Mulberry. Making a right turn on Mulberry Road. And myself and a couple wrong side of the road. Okay, just TC'd with somebody right in front of 880. Suspect is, two suspects running. Okay, one suspect, black shirt, all black, handgun, running down Timothy and Mulberry. The other one is in a gray, all gray, with the firearm. Both have firearms.
I'm foot down, black shirt, wearing a black handgun, running down Timothy. There's two males, so.
He's got a firearm with him.
Location, are they running on?
Stand by. 999. Mulberry. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! He's got a gun with a drum on it. Stay down! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now.
Vargas survived the gunshot wound, according According to court documents, Contra Costa County prosecutors have filed multiple charges against him, including armed robbery, carjacking, and numerous weapons violations. Phillips faces similar charges, multiple counts of armed robbery and carjacking, along with a charge for possessing a machine gun. A man is seen mowing his lawn carelessly in a suburban backyard on a sunny day when the lawnmower suddenly bursts, sending the blade several feet into the air. The man falls back unscathed, but obviously astonished by what has happened. Although infrequent, lawnmower explosions can happen when fuel vapors burn within or near the engine. This can be brought on by a malfunctioning gas cap, a leaking fuel line, or overheating close to dry grass clippings and combustible objects. Fortunately, this explosion did not result in any injuries, but it serves as a reminder that even common equipment can present serious risks if something goes wrong under the hood. In certain cases, a spark from a damaged blade striking a hidden rock or metal object can ignite vapor built up in the mower's housing. Another possibility is pressure building up in the fuel system if the mower was left in the sun with a sealed gas tank. If you look up bad drivers on YouTube, you'll find no shortage of reckless behavior, but this one stands out. It's the kind of mistake that makes you question how it was even possible in the first place. The CCTV footage was captured on January 31st, 2025, somewhere in China, exact location unknown, but honestly, that detail hardly matters. What stands out is how the driver managed to confuse the gas and brake pedals for such an extended period. It was later confirmed that this was exactly what happened. Hard to believe, but incredibly alarming. A disturbing event recently revealed by gamer and content artist Honeypug Plays is making people more concerned about the quickly developing field of artificial intelligence.
So when AI does take over, we're going back to like when AI does take over. Why are you lighting up when I say that?
This unsettling episode rapidly went viral online, igniting heated discussions about the possible dangers and ramifications of AI technology. People who are already wary of AI advancements point to pop culture examples and past cautions from leaders like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Stephen Hawking, who have all expressed concern about AI's unforeseeable capacity to surpass human control. Such incidents draw attention to the fine line that separates convenience from surveillance, making people wonder how much of our private chats these devices actually know. A video captures a dramatic scene in Mashhad, Iran, where a cell phone thief was quickly captured by plainclothes police patrols. The encounter lasted less than 10 seconds and happened on a crowded sidewalk. The robber is seen in the video trying to run away before an officer tackles him. Witnesses commended the prompt action, demonstrating how well the police are able to reduce street crime. The suspect is currently in custody pending additional investigation, according to authorities who verified the arrest. This dashcam footage recorded in 2023 in Oakland, California, captures a tense and dangerous situation that unfolded on the road. While driving, a woman noticed the car ahead of her moving far too slowly, especially for a road with a high speed limit. What started as a minor annoyance quickly turned into something far more unsettling. From that moment on, things began to escalate. Here's what happened next.
Come on now, quit. No. Ah!
A white Dodge Charger suddenly swerved and came to a dead stop, blocking the woman's path in the middle of the road. Two men who appeared to be armed jumped out and began banging on her window, demanding that she get out of the vehicle. Panicked, she screamed and ran from the car, likely a split-second instinct to survive. As of July 2023, no official updates have been released about the incident, but authorities believe the suspects may be tied to a string of carjackings in the area. You've likely heard about the tragic plane crash that struck Philadelphia on January 31st, 2025. It was a devastating event that left many shaken, but amid the chaos and heartbreak, one story stood out, a true miracle that no one expected. A man had a terrifying brush with death when a piece of metal from a plane crash struck him in the head while he was dining inside a restaurant nearly 800 meters from the crash site. The metal shard shattered a window and hit him, but remarkably he survived. The same cannot be said for those on board the aircraft. The plane was carrying 6 people, a child who had just received medical treatment in the city, the child's mother, and 4 crew members. Tragically, all of them perished in the crash. Local authorities, including the National Transportation Safety Board, the FBI, and the Federal Aviation Administration, are combing through the wreckage to determine what caused the aircraft to go down. This man's survival against such violent odds stands as a stark reminder just how unpredictable and fragile life can be. Investigators from the York Regional Police Hold-Up Unit are currently searching for 5 suspects involved in a violent home invasion in Markham. The incident occurred around 4:40 a.m. on Sunday, June 22, 2025 at a home near Riverbend Road and Campbell Court. According to police, 5 individuals broke into the residence by smashing a rear glass door while the homeowners were asleep. Inside, one of the victims was assaulted with a weapon as the suspects demanded money and jewelry. The group then fled the scene in the victim's Lexus sedan. The victim suffered minor injuries but did not require hospitalization. All 5 suspects were reportedly dressed in black clothing, wearing gloves and masks to conceal their identities. The investigation remains active. This unsettling footage captures a Pantsir missile system launching in Smolensk, Russia. According to the uploader, the missile was intended to intercept a Ukrainian drone. However, some commenters believe it may have struck an apartment building instead. Regardless of the target, it's the kind of sight no one wants to witness outside their window, especially at night. In the remote wilderness of Alaska, Mount Hayes has become the center of a growing UFO mystery. Towering over 8,000 feet and sitting inside the infamous Alaska Triangle, this mountain has long been linked to strange disappearances and unexplained lights. But now, thanks to a declassified CIA document, rumors of a hidden alien base beneath the mountain have reignited interest. Locals report glowing orbs and fast-moving lights in the sky. Some even claim to have seen figures vanish without a trace. One former security officer, Jared Augustine, described watching an orb split into 3 separate lights right in front of him. Satellite images show odd data gaps near the peak, which internet users think could be deliberate cover-ups. The theory gained traction when details from the CIA Stargate program revealed a psychic remote viewer describing an underground facility beneath Mount Hayes, staffed by strange beings in high-tech gear. Meanwhile, the mountain's eerie reputation is backed by real-world tragedy. More than 2,000 people have disappeared in the region since the 1970s, including U.S. House Majority Leader Hale Boggs. His plane vanished without a trace during a massive search in 1972. So, is Mount Hayes hiding something extraordinary, or are these just stories fueled by isolation and fear? Either way, it remains one of the strangest and most captivating places in America. Surpassing the speed limit. The passenger seat is occupied by the driver's boyfriend, who is understandably very anxious. Keep watching and find out why.
Hey, I'm Officer Versal, the Houston Police Department. The only reason I pulled you over, man, because you were going 59 and 40. Are you the registered owner?
No, my mom.
Okay, your mom. Does anybody have a medical marijuana card or stop card?
I do.
You have a medical marijuana card? Okay.
No, I mean, I just moved here, so I don't have my personal name.
Okay, do you have a, is it out of Florida? Where's your medical?
This is my mom's card.
Okay, I could ask my dispatch.
I have it at my mom's house, so I literally just.
Okay, cool.
So I left my purse at my house.
Okay.
I have a picture of it as well.
Okay, perfect. You got one too.
But I have one too as well.
When's the last time y'all smoked in the vehicle?
I've never smoked in the vehicle. This is my mom's car.
Okay, perfect. Do you guys have, is there a reason why it smells like it? Do you guys have anything with you?
This is my garage. Just asked if I can come to McDonald's.
Okay. Is there anything on you at all too? Like, okay, not even like, is it on your prescribed, if it's in the prescribed container, then that's fine.
Nothing is in here.
Okay. Huh?
By law, you have to keep it at home.
Well, unless it's in your prescribed container.
You're
You
still
just
not
can't
allowed
smoke
to
it.
take it. I have to keep it at home.
Okay, so you know a lot more than I do.
Yes, ma'am. You are not allowed.
Okay. Is there anything illegal in the vehicle, such as guns, drugs, paraphernalia? Okay, do you mind if I take a quick look in your vehicle and I get you guys out of the way? Okay, do you have anything on your person?
No, I don't have my purse on me.
No, anything on your person?
No.
Where are you guys coming from?
Useless. That's where we just went.
No, where are you guys coming from?
Useless, my house.
Okay, yes, we are. This is
Yeah, useless.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to smoke in your car.
Beyond the car. If you guys want to stay over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys want to stay over there.
We'll stand over here. If it's more comfortable, you can lean up against the car. Just put your hands.
So when I pull off marijuana thing here, we're gonna see.
Police check the car and make a discovery, sealing the boyfriend's fate.
Turn around, put your hand behind your back. Huh? Turn around and put your hands behind your back.
For what?
What'd you come with?
For what?
We'll figure it out in a minute. Huh? Your concealed weapons permit. Don't tense up. Don't tense up. Don't tense up.
Hey, calm down first
Why
of all.
you tensing?
Be compliant, babe. Calm down. This is
There's a
mom's.
fucking gun under your seat.
This is my mom's car. First of all, this is my mom's car. This is not.
Well, he's under arrest for... Bro, why you gotta tense up like that, bro? We could have just handcuffed you and we could have just dealt with this. Because I don't even know what
This is my mom's car.
But that's fine, but for now you're just gonna go in cuffs. You're just being detained. That's all you had to do was go in cuffs and chill. Why you gotta tense up like that? Because now that makes you look bad. Do you
But
see
he
what
has
I'm
no
saying,
right
though?
because of court.
Do you see what I'm saying, though?
I'm not backing up because
Wanna
you have
stand
no
right
right
over
to
there for
arrest
me?
him. This is my mother's car.
Right
This is my mother's car. You guys have, babe, they have no right. This is my mom's car. They
now
have-
you're gonna be placed under arrest for
I don't give a
resisting
fuck.
law.
This is
All
my
right.
mom's car, so we
Excellent.
can call my mom right now. So you have no right to
Take her
arrest.
for resisting.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. Stop.
The two resisted arrest, and the woman, being very entitled, talked about money, which is ironic considering she doesn't have her own car.
No, because you're not gonna take it for something that isn't even his. I don't care, bro. Call my mom. I don't give a fuck. This is my mom's car. I literally just fucking moved here to come get fucking McDonald's. I don't give a fuck on me.
Damn.
Okay, well, I need to switch your person.
Keep laughing because y'all make $20 an hour, bro.
I make more than you.
$20.65, bro, on Indeed. Okay, I make way more than you.
You shouldn't believe everything you read on the internet. Have a seat in the car. Have a seat in the car. Hey, use that expensive money to find out.
Yeah, I would.
It's gonna be a Diamondback 380 auto.
Where's your keys? Okay. We're gonna have to leave it with the vehicle because your vehicle is being towed, okay?
Can I call my sister to come get it?
Nope. Why? Because you lost that chance.
Yeah, you lost any opportunity to.
You're more than fuck.
God bless you. This is his stuff.
Trinity was charged with resisting arrest without violence and later released on a $1,000 bond. At her arraignment on April 27th, she entered a not guilty plea and said she would retain private counsel. The case experienced multiple delays due to court scheduling issues and a judge reassignment, with various hearings set for plea negotiations, sentencing, and trial. Despite missing several court dates, the state ultimately filed a notice of no information on August 16th, 2022, opting not to pursue the case. As a result, the case was dismissed and her bond was discharged. Her boyfriend, 27-year-old Marquis, faced charges of resisting an officer without violence and unlawfully carrying a concealed weapon. He was released on bond and assigned a public defender. His case also saw multiple continuances, partly due to missed court appearances and a change in defense counsel. On October 13, 2022, he entered a no contest plea to both charges. The judge withheld adjudication on one charge and found him guilty on the other, sentencing him to 120 days in county jail, with 82 days credited for time already served. His sentence was set to run concurrently with a separate case, and the firearm involved was forfeited to law enforcement. He was also ordered to pay court costs and informed of any immigration-related consequences tied to his conviction. This footage, taken by a nearby resident, is incredibly beautiful. I wonder what was going through their mind as they filmed the devastating event that occurred in the Nala substation in PTOR, South Africa on February 18, 2025. A voltage transformer exploded, causing a fire that lit up the sky and caused widespread power outages across several eastern suburbs of the city. On June 2, 2025, a call to the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office reported a suspicious person at the St. Augustine Premium Outlets. Deputies soon located a suspect who was driving erratically through the mall area, swerving out of his lane, going the wrong way, and even tossing trash out the window. When a deputy tried to pull him over, the driver refused to stop, slammed on his brakes repeatedly, and flipped off the deputy, trailing him. Due to clear signs of impairment and reckless behavior, a pursuit began. The suspect sped onto State Road 16, weaving into oncoming traffic to dodge vehicles and nearly causing several head-on crashes. Deputies eventually used stop sticks to blow out his tires and executed a pit maneuver to bring the car to a halt.
He's going westbound and eastbound traffic. We need to go ahead and cut it off.
Westbound, eastbound lane.
Get out of the car! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Bueno. Stand up.
The driver, identified as 27-year-old William Middleton, was arrested and charged with DUI, reckless driving, fleeing and eluding, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Check out the insanity that occurs here. There is a lot of false material circulating on social media about a Bell 407 helicopter owned by the Muscle that was involved in an accident on June 13, 2025, but the pilot reportedly survived. The Muscle also owns the chopper. On February 15, 2025, the MSC BTEC-3, a 207-meter-long container ship weighing over 33,000 tons, lost power roughly 12 nautical miles off the coast of Bay Island, Newfoundland, Canada. Severe weather conditions with winds surpassing 120 kilometers per hour and waves reaching 6 meters high made it impossible for the vessel to drop anchor. As a result, the ship ran aground near the aptly named Wild Cove. Fortunately, all 20 crew members were safely airlifted by a Canadian Coast Guard helicopter soon after the incident, with no injuries reported. Ibrahim Al-Salti, a well-known paranormal explorer, has built a reputation for documenting chilling and unexplained events, but one video filmed deep inside an isolated cave may be his most disturbing yet. As he navigates through the narrow pitch-black passages, his flashlight scanning the jagged walls, everything seems typical until something truly unsettling happens. For just a moment, a set of unnaturally thin fingers reaches through a narrow crack in the rock, moving in a way that doesn't seem human.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. حسنا كعيان حسنا خذه في باطن هذا البئر خذه. هي نزل يا عمي. قول يا رب. شفت كيف طلع يديه؟ شفت كيف؟ شفت؟ قول يا رب. فيش خوف يعني. قول يا رب.
The moment is brief but unmistakable, and when viewers slowed down the footage, the eerie detail became even more pronounced. The fingers weren't part of a shadow, a reflection, or a trick of perspective. They were real, visible, and raw. The internet exploded with speculation, ranging from elaborate hoax to something truly unexplainable, but no one could offer a definitive answer. Whatever was hiding in that cave, it left behind a single haunting image, something reaching out from the darkness. The moment is so brief that it's easy to miss at first, but as the footage gained traction, racking up over 250,000 likes and thousands of comments, viewers began to scrutinize the chilling scene frame by frame. Many were convinced this wasn't just an ordinary encounter. Some claimed it was evidence of a jinn, a supernatural entity rooted in Middle Eastern folklore and often believed to inhabit remote, desolate places like caves. Ibrahim's established presence in the paranormal community only intensified the debate. His experiences have been covered by Arabic news outlets, and he's even been interviewed on the show Studio Al Arab to discuss his past encounters. Over the years, he's claimed to witness everything from disembodied voices to shadowy figures, and now possibly a jinn reaching through the darkness. Whether the footage is authentic or carefully staged, it has stirred widespread unease and left countless viewers wondering what might be lurking just beyond the edge of sight. A video captured during a climb shows a heart-stopping moment as a climber suddenly loses their grip and slips. The fall is brief but could end it in disaster. What prevents tragedy is a small yet crucial detail, a simple stopper knot tied at the end of the rope. Without it, the climber might have fallen straight through the belay system, making this quiet precaution a life-saving one.
Alrighty, boys. This is why you tie knots in the end of your rope, or else you might just wrap off the end.
Yeah, baby! Yeah!
This is nutty! Look at that view!
That end knot serves a critical purpose. It prevents the carabiner from slipping off the rope entirely if the climber descends too far. Without it, going past the end of the rope could result in a total system failure and a potential deadly fall. It's a basic safety measure, often overlooked, but in this case, it was the one detail that made all the difference between a scare and a tragedy. This video captures a heart-stopping moment when a young Cornell student heroically pulled an injured man off the subway tracks just seconds before a train would have struck him. It's unclear how the man ended up there, whether he fell, collapsed, or something else, but he was clearly in no condition to climb out on his own. Thanks to the student's quick thinking and selfless action, a life was saved that day. On July 21, 2025, just after 1 a.m., an Oklahoma City police officer spotted a red truck swerving over the center line on S-High near Southeast 29th Street. When the officer attempted to pull the driver over, the vehicle sped off, sparking a brief but reckless chase through residential neighborhoods. During the pursuit, the driver, later identified as 18-year-old Daniel Placenia Lopez, struck a police cruiser, hit a parked car, and even tore through someone's front yard before crashing into a telephone pole.
Just hit another car pulling up in the driveway, going westbound on 42nd. All the road going through Phillips westbound. He hit my car. Yeah, 10-4. He almost hit me with the car.
Sorry for a second there.
Wrecked out again.
You're managing supervisor.
Get out! Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
He crashed out.
Show me your hands right now! Show me your hands!
Your call has been updated.
Damn it, gunpoint.
Your call has been updated.
On unit 1033.
Right hand! Put your right hand up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
Everybody slow down. We got enough fire.
Officers quickly surrounded the vehicle, and Placenia surrendered without resisting further. However, he appeared visibly shaken and repeatedly insisted he hadn't done anything wrong. Inside the truck, police found an open alcoholic beverage, and the strong smell of alcohol raised more red flags. Placenia is now facing multiple charges, including DUI under 21, assault, and battery on an officer, leaving the scene of an accident with property damage, reckless driving, and attempting to elude the police. This next video comes from Timber Giant Bigfoot, who posted it back in 2013. It was filmed in southern Ontario and appears to show what might be a Bigfoot. But here's the part that really caught my attention. It seems to be carrying a baby. I hadn't seen this clip before, but it's definitely one of the more intriguing ones. Take a look for yourself.
It looks like a tree. It looks just like a tree. Look at that. Oh, where is it? Where is that? Sweet. I'm behind it, I guess. And I'll see what happens. I don't know if I should do this or not. It's not even. Holy, where is it? Oh, look at this. Holy.
You can see the figure stand up and quickly run off, and right after that, he walks over to where it had been sitting. Here's what he finds.
It was right here. Look at this. It's still warm. Look at it.
After the video was posted, several experts took the time to analyze it frame by frame, and they noticed something most viewers missed. The leading theory is that the creature was carrying a baby Bigfoot. If you look closely, you can even see the smaller figure clinging to what appears to be its mother as she lifts it up, but I'll leave the final judgment to you. What do you think? Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.